There was further cause to celebrate 4 days later, when Borough unveiled their plans to move to a new home of outstanding potential. They aim to make Middlesbrough the Wembley of the North. Without doubt, Borough's impressive blueprint confirmed the club's confident vision of the future. A super stadium costing £16 million and with the potential for a capacity of 42,000 seats. This the result of the club's close collaboration with Teesside Development Corporation and Middlesbrough Borough Council.
You were a member of the consortium that brought the club back from the dead in '86. It must be very pleasing for you to see such ambition these days.
Sure, we've come a long way. In 1986, the club had huge debts. We, the shareholders, and the club had to pay off over £2.5 million of debt to then go on and to announce within 7 years, a £16 million development shows the ambition that we have for Middlesbrough Football Club.
Borough's historic announcement was made on the morning of the Anglo-Italian Cup tie against Brescia, but sadly it failed to inspire Borough to victory. Borough, already out of the running for a place in the semi-finals, were beaten by the night's only goal when Gabriele Ambrosetti scored a 49th-minute winner for the Italians. The same player went on to score Brescia's winner in the final against Notts County at Wembley. Borough celebrated the Christmas and New Year holiday period with 3 straight draws, beginning at Nottingham Forest with a 1-1 scoreline, courtesy of a splendid goal from Alan Moore. Borough's final match in 1993 was at home to promotion rivals Tranmere Rovers. But there were no goals to celebrate the end of the year, only a hard-fought point. At the season's halfway mark, Borough were in 14th position, 15 points behind leaders Crystal Palace and a long way short of their early season expectations. The goalless home draw with promotion rivals Tranmere was followed by a 1-1 draw at the Manor Ground. This time Jamie Pollock was the Borough goal scorer. After 4 matches without a win, Borough finally got back on the right track at home to Grimsby Town.
Middlesbrough have wasted their previous 3. Can this be a better one? It is a better one! Oh, Middlesbrough have finally succeeded in putting a good corner across the face of goal. Driven in by Jamie Pollock and Paul Wilkinson unmarked from only a couple of yards out.
Grimsby had offered stubborn resistance, but Borough were good value for their first win of 1994. Wilkinson's first goal in nearly 3 months. In round 3 of the FA Cup, Borough had landed an away trip to 2nd Division Cardiff.
Moore down to Wilkinson. Nice ball, chance for Moore here. This could be the first goal. Great save. Wilkinson, there it is. Paul Wilkinson reaches double figures for the season. Goal number 10. 1,000 or so Middlesbrough supporters obviously delighted. Andy Moore had the first chance. Great save by Mark Grew. The ball though falling so invitingly for Wilkinson. 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Grew made the save. Wilkinson on hand. Cardiff behind. Perry's free kick. Flicked on. Chance for Nathan Blake. Good clearance there by Vickers. And again by Vickers. They look pretty solid at the back, apart from the occasional panic. But here's a chance for Phil Stant. Flicked on by Hazelwood. Stant, he scored! The equaliser for Cardiff City. And how they've deserved it. Eddie May. You wouldn't have thought they've just scored. Turning neatly inside, and again. Stamped through. Not offside. This is Pollock. There's Wilkinson in the middle. Saved. Oh no! A goal for Middlesbrough just 8 minutes from the end. The goal scorer is Moore, and the Middlesbrough supporters have gone wild behind the goal. Poor old Mark Grew. It was the ball through. They were looking for the offside flag. It didn't come. Jamie Pollock kept his head, put the ball across. Grew got a hand to it. Moore got the final finish. flicked on by Blake. And here's Thompson. Great goal by Thompson. Yes! 4 minutes from the end, and Gary Thompson has equalised for Cardiff City. And look at the delight on those players. The supporters are delirious.
Borough had let the Minnows off the hook, and they paid the penalty in the replay at Ayresome Park. First came the disappointment of defeat at Roker Park. Steve Vickers got Borough on the score sheet in the 75th minute, but Sunderland were already leading, and they held on to claim a 2-1 victory. In the FA Cup decider with Cardiff, Graham Kavanagh gave Borough a second chance with a 90th minute equaliser that took the replay into extra time.
Straight at Perry. And that's the equaliser. Yes, it's in from Kavanagh. Would you believe it? 44 minutes and 55 seconds on the watch. This is Gary Thompson. Richardson down towards Blake, and Nathan Blake has scored! Nathan Blake has put Cardiff City into the lead for the second time. You have to feel for goalkeeper Stephen Pears.
After successive defeats against Sunderland and Cardiff, Borough stopped the rot against Watford when Alan Moore opened the scoring after 29 minutes. Moore's strike was his 9th goal of the season, but it wasn't enough to give Borough victory. Watford hit back to snatch a point with an equaliser 7 minutes after half-time from Paul Furlong. Failure to beat Watford left Borough back in 17th position, 15 points behind leaders Crystal Palace. Borough badly needed a good win to revitalise the season, and it came in a Sunday showdown with high-flying Millwall.
Funny enough, men in the wall, Wilkinson joining in as well. Peake, Hignett, Moore, all there to have a go. Hignett tries it. Great goal, Craig Hignett. You won't get a much better finish than that, and maybe they were looking for the one over the wall, and Hignett squeezed it in. They're out of their seats at Ayresome Park. Borough have got the lead.
I quite fancied it, Roger. I thought that there was a space behind the wall on that end, and the goalkeeper was over the other side of the goal, and I thought that if Hignett struck it in that area, the goalkeeper would have his work cut out to get across there.
Stevens, the Millwall skipper. Hold it! Hold it! Now Verveer through the middle here. Oh, looks like they're going to get the penalty for that one. Peake. Penalty to Millwall. Verveer through the middle. Peake's challenge. So Alex Ray against Steve Pears. And it's a goal. The equaliser. It's a very sharp decision to make. This right came across at some lick. And now Verveer, who did earn a penalty, looking to cause a problem. And that's a great goal there from Morley. And Millwall have turned it right around in the 5 minutes before half-time. Good strike. Trying to get his way through the middle. Casey Keller. Now was that handball? It's a goal, is it, from Hignett? Oh, the debates may go on, but Hignett didn't waste any time. And that's the encouragement, and that's the goal that Borough were looking for.
Good goal, good ball in. I said in the first half about balls played into the box. A little bit of hesitation there. Goalkeeper had to make a decision. Alan Moore battling well. Craig Hignett decides to tuck it in the net and argue about whether it's going to be allowed or not afterwards, and that's the sensible thing to do. But that is just the boost that Middlesbrough need. There's been a lot of meaty tackles, plenty of determination from both teams. It's been a battling game. Millwall third in the league, so they've everything to play for. They could move second if they win, and of course Middlesbrough, if they could gain a victory here, it could set them on a good run.
And there's a goal there, and it's Vickers from the free kick again. Vickers comes in at the far post. And Borough have got the lead. Again.
Good ball whipped in from Hignett towards that far post area, into the space, and Vickers just getting inside the defender there, placing a good header inside the post.
It was nearly Jamie Morley who was ruthless then. It's turned into a bit of space for Mustoe. He's going to hit it. Kellis behind it again. It's another one. Wilkinson. Following in like all good strikers do and getting his reward. And Borough have won this one. The smile says it all.
Good work from Tommy Wright, playing a super little ball inside to Mustoe. Mustoe allowing it to run across his body. He's only thinking of hitting the target. Good, strong, powerful shot. In fairness, you would expect the goalkeeper to hold those. It's just slipped from his grasp, and there was Paul Wilkinson reacting very, very quickly.
Ironically, Ayresome Park's lowest gate of the season had witnessed the best display so far. 2-goal Craig Hignett had played the leading role in taking the heat off under-pressure boss Lenny Lawrence. A disappointing defeat at rock-bottom Peterborough gave Borough a frustrating knockback. Borough lost 1-0 to a goal from Ken Charlery. But then came a great result at promotion-chasing Derby County.
Is it going to be right? No, he's left it for Vickers. And what a screamer! Taylor, be very disappointed with that.
Borough were still in the bottom half of the table, but they were showing signs of moving in the right direction, and the month of March was to see a steady improvement. At home to Wolves, John Hendry was making his first appearance at Ayresome Park in 3.5 months. Hendry was back after finally shrugging off an ankle injury.
Wilkinson holding the ball up. Peake was helping. For the first time in the game, Tommy Wright is found intentionally. His chip forward is flicked onto Wilkinson. A chance right at the deck, and Wilkinson has fired Middlesbrough into the lead with only 3 minutes remaining. It was Tommy Wright who received the ball the first time he'd been found by his own player since coming on with 15 minutes to go.
Paul Wilkinson's winner made it 3 wins out of 4 for Borough's revitalised side. They'd left it late, but Borough had taken full advantage against a Wolves team distracted by their midweek FA Cup win at Ipswich Town.
You're going into the big time now for the season, aren't you? This is the time that decides things. 2 very difficult away games coming up.
Yeah, I think that out of the next 3 or 4 weeks we have 5 away games out of 7, so it's going to be very important with winning probably at least 3 of those. And you know, we've got a hard game at Luton Tuesday night, then we're away at Leicester next Saturday, which is a big 6-pointer for us, and it's important that we go there with confidence.
Do you think the lads think that if you get through these 2 games with 1, 2 few points, the confidence will be flying high after that?
Yeah, I think right. You know, we've had back-to-back wins now, which is very important. We haven't done that for a while, and you know, if we can get another win, maybe Tuesday night, and then we go to Leicester with a lot of confidence, and we'll be looking to get a result there as well.
Next came a trip to Kenilworth Road, where Borough took the lead 90 seconds after half-time. John Hendry opened up the Luton defence, and Robbie Mustoe broke the deadlock. It looked like Borough were heading for a priceless away win, but the Hatters were let off the hook 6 minutes from time when Andy Peake conceded a penalty. It was the chance Luton needed to get out of trouble, and John Dreyer converted the spot kick to make the final score 1 goal apiece. The draw at Luton was followed by a 2-0 defeat at Leicester.
And Joachim is clear, and Joachim has scored! Fabulous run from Julian Joachim. Moen, bit of trouble here, he must be careful. And Joachim has dispossessed him. Dangerous moments here. Finds Speedy. It's there! 2-0. And bad defending from Borough.
That left Borough badly needing a win at home to Southend United.
Moore trying to come forward, dispossessed by Derek Payne, but regains the ball, just puts that little bit far too forward. Does well though, works it to Hendry. Hendry's cross comes in, Wilkinson! And Middlesbrough's opening goal in the game against Southend. They were really caught out, the ball played by Moore outside of Hendry, and caught out when the ball was played really in between the 2 defenders. And Wilkinson slick in at the far post and just converted the ball past Sanson. Well, a little bit of ground made up after that game, and of course West Brom at home on Saturday, and then 3 away games. What would you be looking for in terms of points from the next 4 games?
We've got to win the home game. You know, the people are gradually coming round, you know, on Teesside, and we've got to win. And obviously we need to win one. Now, if we got 50 points on Saturday night, then that's not bad. It's a long way off, and we'll be, I don't know where we'll be, 10th or 11th, something like that, and we'll be perhaps closer to the pack than we were before. But that's only a couple of steps forward. Now, if we can win Saturday, then we've got 3 away games. We'll have to win one, and we'll have to draw one, minimum. And that'll keep us probably around that 9th, 10th, 11th spot. And then we've got a programme, I think it's 6 out of the last 8 or 5 out of the last 8 at home, including in April, including a run of 3 consecutive home games. Now, all but one of them, I would say, has got to be won. Then all things are possible.
The optimistic mood continued in the home match with the West Brom side, boosted by a 3-0 midweek thrashing of Notts County.
Hendry. Good running again. Wilkinson. It's a goal. Alan Moore. Officials looking at each other, but that's the lead for Middlesbrough. The fans celebrating, 17 minutes gone. There was some confusion over the decision. Alan Moore going all the way. Wilkinson, Moore carried on, popped it in. 10 minutes left in the half. It's been all Middlesbrough, but they've just got 1 goal to show for it. Peake stretching. Peake for Wilkinson. Pollock, he's got another chance. Can he do it this time? No mistake. Jamie Pollock takes the chance, and it's 2-0 the Borough. Not one to look a gift horse in the mouth for the second time. And Jamie Pollock striding through the middle there. Kept his cool, Naylor came out, and that's a goal for Pollock. Jamie Pollock absolutely ecstatic about that one, his 3rd of the season, and it puts Borough really in charge of this one. Hendry now. Hendry away, robbing Paul Marden. Wilkinson sprinting through the middle. Couldn't quite get the ball round the defence with Donovan covering and set Wilkinson in with a direct attempt at goal. But Hendry breaking dangerously all the same. Pollock now. Pollock getting round his men. Still going, Pollock head down, ploughing on. Hendry can turn here, and has done. And Burgess quite happy to play the ball into the Holgate end. So dangerous, John Hendry, in those close positions when the man seemingly has him well marked. He can turn around and leave him and cause serious trouble. Corner kick to the Borough, though. Alan Moore to take it. The tall men have gone forward. Wilkinson again getting underneath it. Hendry, what a goal! John Hendry, the overhead kick, and Hendry is really back. Special applause for John Hendry, who missed so much of the season after his breathtaking form at the beginning.
Hendry wrapped up a super win, but the man of the match was Jamie Pollock, who celebrated another outstanding display with his first ever league goal at Ayresome Park. The senior side's return to winning form was not the only cause for celebration at Ayresome Park. The youngsters had earned a place in the semi-final of the FA Youth Cup, and the stage was set for a 2-legged showdown with Millwall. That final equaliser meant an exciting contest ended 2-2, but Borough went out in the second leg at the New Den, where Millwall won 3-1. Meanwhile, Millwall's neighbours Crystal Palace were the next opponents for the senior squad. Borough began the night 15 points behind the First Division leaders.
Andy Peake. And the small contingent of Middlesbrough fans finding their voice. That's hanging in the wind. Eric Young, not a good clearance. Hit well and deflected in for a Middlesbrough goal. It's Craig Hignett giving Middlesbrough the lead on 11 minutes. Oh, the free kick not cleared very far. Eric Young's header falling at the feet of Craig Hignett. The shot took a deflection and gave Nigel Martin no chance, and as they've had to do so often at Selhurst Park this season, Crystal Palace now forced to come from a goal behind. Well, Nigel Martin, his goal kick just clearing Paul Wilkinson. Now, good run by Jamie Pollock. Pollock against Eric Young, hit well and just wide, a golden chance to make it 2. Middlesbrough players holding their heads in their hands, knowing that could be a vital miss by Jamie Pollock.
A stunning third win in a row made it a real night to savour against the First Division pace setters. Frustratingly, Borough's promotion bid was undermined by the start of a 4-match run without a win. The trip to St Andrews ended with a stunning blow when Saville gave Birmingham a last-minute winner, the home side's first win in 16 games. 3 days later came another away game, this time at Grimsby, where Jamie Pollock gave Borough the lead just before half-time. Steve Pears was Borough's star man with a string of fine saves, including a penalty stop that denied Clive Mendonca. But Grimsby did manage an equaliser 18 minutes from time. Groves earned the home side a point with a fine strike. With 9 matches left to play, Borough now had little hope of winning automatic promotion, but the prize of a place in the playoffs was clearly still very much within reach. Nottingham Forest arrived at Ayresome Park well on course for automatic promotion, but Borough pushed them all the way in a thrilling start to the Easter weekend.
What a tremendous game, non-stop action. Borough had John Hendry back, but he just couldn't make an early mark. But Forest was so deadly on the break. Jason Lee tested Steve Pears. Steve Stone's lightning follow-up needed Andy Peake at his sharpest. No wonder many experts feel second-place Forest are the league's real #1 team. Stone was looking for the clever goal, but Pears read it all the way. Inevitably, one of these classy counter-attacks paid off. Approaching the half-hour, and Kingsley Black had the room to measure his cross. Lee's header too strong for even Pears. But this was one battle Middlesbrough would never quit, especially Jamie Pollock. Stoppage time in the first half and the rampaging midfielder was flat out again. Storming run, then forcing in the equaliser, and just can't keep him down for long. But once again, Forest made more of their chances. After 59 minutes, the Borough defence didn't get the ball clear, and Robert Rosario stabbed his team back in the lead. Lenny Lawrence's men had to dig deep a second time. Hendry was a constant threat, but when Pollock took over here, it was only inches away. But the Teessiders got the reward their spirit deserved. Alan Moore, an instinctive cross, a typical Paul Wilkinson header, but nothing was going to stop Pollock on this form, right on cue for 2-2. And still, Borough could have snatched all the points. Hendry was in the thick of it again, making Mark Crossley struggle. Moore couldn't convert, but the draw was still a tribute to the new style Pollock.
Normally I've been sitting back and I haven't been getting forward, but the boss has said he wants more goals from midfields, and I've been given a licence to go further forward. So yeah, I mean, it was a different game. Obviously, I was just pleased to get the goals, and obviously we got the draw. We've had a hard time this season. We've had a lot of ups and downs, and we've had a lot of injuries, and the character at the club is absolutely fantastic. We've all stuck together through it. I mean, the team's been tremendous, and a lot of character. We've come back from being behind twice.
Easter Monday was a real nightmare. Promotion-chasing Tranmere Rovers gave Borough a real thrashing, scoring twice in each half. Pat Nevin completed a 4-0 rout in the 74th minute. Borough finally ended their run without a win at home to Oxford United.
Tommy Wright. Fleming. Time ticking away. Last minute of the game. Wilkinson's header. Tommy Wright trying to get in a good position. Fires the ball in. Hendry with a chance. Alan Moore. And Middlesbrough in the lead in the last minute of the first half. It was a bit of a lottery in the 6-yard box. Hendry with a chance. Wilkinson with a chance. And it ended up coming off Moore and looping into the back of the net. Into the 4th minute of the second half. Oxford looking for an early equaliser in this half. The ball flicked on and a penalty has been awarded. So Paul Moody against Stephen Pears. The equaliser. Moody just hammered the ball into the back of the net. Pears really given no chance with the penalty. Thumped in by Moody. Really was struck viciously. Pollock. Wright has changed sides. Flicks it forward to Hendry. Turns well, John Hendry. Needs a good cross the far post. Wilkinson! And Paul Wilkinson stoops low and celebrates the goal at the Holgate end. It was John Hendry. An excellent turn by Hendry. And the old partnership of Hendry and Wilkinson pays off once again for Middlesbrough.
Victory over Oxford meant Borough were now 5 points off the playoff places, with 6 matches remaining. The dream was still alive, but then came a shattering blow at home to Portsmouth. Jerry Creaney gave Portsmouth the lead after 20 minutes. Borough's misery was complete 10 minutes before half-time, when Powell wrapped up the points with a fine goal. That made the final score 2-0 to Portsmouth. The third home match in 10 days came against Charlton Athletic, another side like Borough who'd lost ground after a promising start to their early promotion challenge.
Middlesbrough coming forward. Stamp, first time ball in. Wilkinson, far side! Hits the bar! Moore! Middlesbrough in the lead. The ball was played in. Clipped onto the crossbar, and young Alan Moore from close range gives Middlesbrough an early lead. Vickers, Moore slays it back to Fleming. Wilkinson, deftest of touches, and Hendry's away for Middlesbrough, and a chance to make it 2, and Hendry makes it 2. And that was a breakthrough by Middlesbrough. The ball played through the centre. John Hendry, full of commitment and running. He ghosted past the defender, a little bit of a stumble, but he managed to keep his feet, and he knew where that ball was going, destined for the corner.
That 3 points takes you over the magical 60-point mark, albeit a few days late.
Yes.
Where do you go from here?
We go to Bolton, not thinking about playoffs, points totals, statistics, or anything else. We're just thinking about going to Bolton and doing our best, and then seeing where we are there.
Is the word playoffs banned in the dressing room?
Until the last day, it's banned. No mention of it, no discussion. We are just taking each game as it comes, to use that standard manager's cliche, which I never use, and we'll just see where we are on May the 8th.
Once again, Borough had raised expectations, only to have their hopes dashed in the very next match. The trip to Bolton Wanderers began brightly enough, and Paul Wilkinson gave Borough the lead. But then came a storming fight back by Bolton, led by John McGinley. The Scottish striker completed a 15-minute hat-trick to send the home side on their way to a 4-1 win. Borough's form was now predictable, if not consistent. A defeat followed by a win was becoming the established sequence, and the home match against Barnsley was a win to savour.
Vickers looking to put one in the box. Not a very good clearance. Full to Pollock. It's an up and under, and that's Taggart, and that's an own goal. Middlesbrough take the lead. Jerry Taggart will not want to see this again. Lovely ball in from Pollock, and trying to clear his lines. He's given Barrow the lead. Here's Fleming. Maybe looking to get down that middle. And he finds Mustoe. Good ball. Lovely play from Robbie Mustoe. And there's Jamie Pollock, and that's 2-0. Where was the Barnsley defence? Nice ball in from Fleming. Good running from Mustoe. It's past his man with ease. And there's Pollock. That's 2-0. Mustoe. Finds Fleming. In turn finds Hendry. They're playing well here. Hendry looking for the cross. Another poor clearance. They come straight back to Fleming. He finds Hendry again. Good play from Middlesbrough. Flick on. Let them come. To Paul Wilkinson, and that's number 3. There was the Barnsley defence again. Lovely play from Borough. Patient build. Nice ball in from Hendry. Little flick from right. Another poor clearance. Finds its way across to Wilkinson, and that is number 3. Good move. Pears will clear. That's Hendry's ball. This must be number 4. Goes round Butler, and that's a penalty. No doubt about that. John Hendry dispossessing. And away he goes. And Lee Butler, well, maybe a bit harsh. Paul Wilkinson shaping up for number 4. I think it's going to be Wilkinson. Referee's ready. And it's 4. Barnsley at 6 and 7's. Lovely penalty. Unstoppable. Here we come to Pollock. Looks like he's shaping up for a shot. And it's in! Lee Butler. What was he doing there? 5-0. Didn't seem to be too much in that shot. It looked pretty much straight at him from Pollock. What was he doing there? I'd like to see that again.
The trouncing of Barnsley meant a place in the playoffs was still a faint mathematical possibility before the final home match of the season against champions-elect Crystal Palace.
And Wilkinson, the flick through. Tommy Wright couldn't get onto it, but there's a Pollock header which brings Richard Lyberg into the Palace penalty area. Lyberg, and it's gone in! And Richard Lyberg claims his first ever goal. What a marvellous moment for the youngster. It's obviously taken a huge deflection there to beat Nigel Martin, but Richard Lyberg celebrates his first ever league goal.
Tremendous run from the left-back position there. He bursts into the box there, looks up, and I think it's Damien Matthew who'll see it hits. Damien Matthew tries to get the block on the shot there, and takes a deflection. Here we see it from behind the goal. Richard Lyberg has been willing to come down this left-hand side right from the start of this game, gets it out of his feet, looks up, and it's not actually, it's Eric Young. Eric Young actually takes the deflection off and totally wrong-foots Nigel Martin, and Middlesbrough 1-up.
There is David White. Oh, it's a good turn from him, and he'll have a free kick off Curtis Fleming for that. Curtis Fleming keeps hoping to get a call for the international 11 from Jack Charlton. He's from the Republic of Ireland. Headed in by Southgate. Matthews trying to get in behind Lyberg, and Lyberg will win more applause, I think, here from the fans. Oh, he's given away a free kick. So the goal scorer, and who's got the 1 goal so far, concedes this free kick for Palace. And you can guarantee that up will go Young and Coleman. They are so dangerous at these set pieces, these two centre-backs.
Crystal Palace spend a lot of time on set pieces, and they're very, very dangerous.
It is from Roger, and there's the flick from Southgate, and Gareth Southgate. We were talking about Young, we were talking about Coleman, but Gareth Southgate gets his quota of goals, and this is the equaliser. Curious header from Southgate, and now it's Tommy Wright against Humphrey. They've 2 men in the middle, and Lyberg's desperate to get up there again. They've still plenty of men in as Pollock tries to swing it across. Optimistic appeals for handball, and Armstrong will try and hold off White, and this time he does get the better of him. And Chris Armstrong makes tracks towards goal. He might have just overdone it. He's held up momentarily, still gets the shot in. 2-1 Palace. David White scores. persistence and a mistake by the Middlesbrough keeper. Hendry. And now Tommy Wright. The two former Leeds men there combining. Wright and Hendry. Wright's got to get the ball in, and he's going to overrun it. He's going to get a free kick, though. I think that was right. It was the linesman who drew the referee's attention there to that challenge. But it was pretty obvious.
Yes, I think it's quite right, wasn't it? You know, Wright looked to be getting around the outside of Humphrey there, and Humphrey obviously got his arm around him and balked him from getting to the byline, and right in front of the linesman. He was never going to get away with it.
Middlesbrough scored now. It would really set up the second half, wouldn't it? And Wilkinson goes for it! And Wilkinson does score! Thumping header from Paul Wilkinson, and what a game we've got in prospect now. The crowd are loving it, we're loving it. It's 2-2, and Paul Wilkinson certainly loved it.
Well, justice was done there, wasn't it? You know, it was a foul by John Humphrey over the far side that allowed the free kick. Here we see it coming in, and Paul Wilkinson scored so many goals like that. He actually got across John Humphrey as well, so it was John Humphrey who actually was marking him. We can see him here. The ball comes in. There he goes.
Here comes Simon Rogers' corner now for Palace. Armstrong's in there. Oh, what a terrific goal by Chris Armstrong.
Borough's promotion bid was finally over, and so too was the managerial reign of Lenny Lawrence. After 3 seasons in charge, the Borough boss is on his way out of Ayresome Park. Lawrence had tasted promotion and relegation, but failure to take Borough back to the Premier League at the first attempt signalled the end. It meant that Borough arrived at the Valley for the final match of the season without a manager, but a brilliant display was the start of an exciting new chapter.
Here's Fleming. Lovely ball into Hendry. Good skills from Hendry. Finds Pollock, looking for the cross. No way through. Fleming can find the way through. It's going to come across to Wilkinson, and Borough take the lead. Just 1 minute gone. Fantastic start for Middlesbrough. Here's Pollock finding Fleming. Lovely flighted cross. Comes across to Wilkinson. Borough again looking rampant. This could be number 2. Here's Hendry. It is! Where was the Charlton defence there? Peake finding a lovely ball across. Raiding down here. The Charlton defence. And there's Hendry. Where was the Charlton defence? Here's Leeburn. Charlton looking to get back into the game. Crosses it back to Walsh. 2-1. Charlton are back. Charlton looking for that equaliser. Good ball up to Gary Nelson. And it's 2-2. Charlton are back in it. Lovely finish from Nelson. Borough's corner. Wilkinson first to show. That'll come to Hendry, and Borough back in the lead. 3-2. Wilkinson well up there. Hendry finding himself on his own. Here's Pollock. Good running through the middle of the park. Finds Hendry. And Hendry finds the back of the net. 4-2. Lovely goal from John Hendry. Great ball from Pollock. And look at this for a great finish. Superb goal. There's Moen finding Peake. Lovely flick from Hendry. This is Pollock. It's number 5. It is. It's number 5. And Charlton are dead and buried now.
Despite failing to make the playoffs, Borough had wrapped up the season on an impressive note. An early warning that Borough intended to make a strong promotion bid when the new campaign kicked off. Borough had finished in 9th position, 4 points short of the final playoff position. Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest won automatic promotion, and Leicester City went on to win the playoff final at Wembley. 10 days after signing off the season in style at the Valley came an even bigger boost when Ayresome Park welcomed a new messiah. Brian Robson was the man chosen to take over as player manager, an ambitious move by the Borough board.
There's not really much for me to say, ladies and gentlemen, only that if Middlesbrough Football Club went as ambitious as what I want to be myself as a manager, I wouldn't be standing here now. And I had numerous offers throughout the country at different levels. And to me it just shows what Middlesbrough want to do, that I'm standing here today. And I'll be signing a new 3-year deal. And I'm looking forward to the challenge of being a manager. I'm looking forward to trying to build a successful side. And July next year we'll have a fabulous stadium to play in. And the facilities are excellent, what is going to be brought into Middlesbrough Football Club. So I've got every opportunity to be a success as a manager. The board are backing me 100%, and that's why I'm standing here today.
What can he bring to Middlesbrough? He can bring to Middlesbrough a huge amount of experience, an expertise, a phenomenal amount of contacts within the game, but most of all, his own judgment on players. We believe that he has so much experience that has got to help his judgment. We need to strengthen the squad, we need to strengthen the playing side. Our ambitions, we've had long discussions with Brian, our ambitions are as one, and that is to make this club a major force at the very highest level of football as quickly as possible. Our immediate target is to win promotion to the Premier League as First Division champions next season. We know that that will need team strengthening, and we have made available the necessary funds to Brian to accomplish that.
Robson's appointment awakened a new wave of interest and optimism. His arrival was clearly popular with the Ayresome Park fans, who turned out to welcome him on his first day at the club. Robbo was back in the North East, and the former England captain had big ideas.
Do you know much about the club? Do you know much about the players that are here?
Yes, I know quite a bit. I mean, I've played against quite a few of them. You know, you see them on TV now and again. So yes, but the one thing about knowing the club and the history of the club and everything, I know one thing, that they're ambitious and that they've got a lovely stadium which is going to be finished next year. You know, and that's the main thing to me.
How important a part of the decision-making process was that new stadium and the ambition?
It was more or less the full part. You know, because as far as when the press talk about the money side of it on my own contract, I mean, I could have went to so many clubs on the same money, so it wasn't a fact of that with me. It was, I just felt that this was the right move for me on the ambition side of this club, on the playing side for myself, and also just the step up into management and the support I've had from the board since I've come to this club.
What is the challenge? Is it the fact that Middlesbrough, with all due respect to them, are a football club that hasn't been to Wembley in a major tournament? Is that the challenge you'd like to take a team like that and then push it forward?
No, well, my first aim is to try and get them into the Premiership, because I think the stadium and the setup and the fans all deserve that, because I do think that this is a Premier League club. That's my first aim. If we were ever to get to a final, that would be icing on the cake. But there's a long way to go before that. All I'm looking forward to, the challenge at the moment, is hopefully getting a few players to come to the club who will turn out to be good, really good players who can hold their own in the Premiership. And if I can add a few players like that into the team that's already here, then you know, I'll be pleased with the job that I've done.